Ford Field in Detroit. It's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Taking on Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers.
Coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. 3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. Jamal Agnew now to return it. A good-looking return set up here. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Lions making their way out, led by their 32-year-old quarterback. Hard to believe he's in season number 12 now in a Detroit uniform. Quarterback Matthew Stafford.
Well, in prep for this one, it was fun talking with the defensive staff because they had to review last week's game tapes where he threw for over 400 yards. And they started ho-humming that performance. And finally, you said he threw for over 400. That's got to be significant. That's why he won the NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
They're going to be careful what they wish for ho-humming. He might do it again here in this one. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
There we go. That's a good run.
First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
Well, there's zero doubt that the Detroit Lions like Kerryon Johnson's ability, but he's been dinged up a little bit in his first 2 years in the NFL, so they went out and used a day 2 pick this past year on DeAndre Swift, the rookie running out of Georgia, hoping, I think, to pair them together and maybe send a message. But I think if Kerryon Johnson can stay on the field, he could be an awfully productive back in the NFL.
Brings up second and
the numbers for him from a week ago. 7 catches, 84 yards.
That was a nice job there pulling that one in. Now, this is an offense that will certainly spread the ball around a bit, and this is a guy that defenses have better focus on.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it
Let's
in.
go.
And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Give him 32 on the play.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
on the carry.
So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level.
There it is.
We'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Lions are going to take a first-quarter lead. It seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone.
All right, let's see what we got on D.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded in the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Leading the Packers offense out here, the same man who has been doing so since 2008. That's the great Aaron Rodgers.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the win. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He's back to throw here to start the drive.
Oh, come on. There we go.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down.
There we go.
Jones on 1st down, not going to yield much. A yard
that was a good stop.
2nd down coming up. The numbers for Jones last week, 15 carries, 130 in the yardage department, and a touchdown, 2.
And well liked by his teammates. In fact, I got on good authority, even though I'm not an investigative reporter, that in their team meeting this week, the offensive line stood up and said, Coach, we've got to have better yardage for this guy. He's number 9 in the league. He's got to be in the top 3 before the season's over. Let's run the ball.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
And it brings up 3rd down.
They'll try and run for him with Jones. That's the 1st down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it's going to yield a new set of downs.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
Not having any of that.
Turn into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
At the Lions' 44-yard line.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. This throw's going to be incomplete. The Pro Bowl wide Devontae Adams, his intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down.
3rd down. And 9 yards to go.
Working from the gun.
Oh, wide open.
It's Austin. Touchdown, Packers.
Complete.
Tavon Austin. His first touchdown on the year. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in,
all right,
secure the catch,
time to go to work.
And then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Crosby. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. To return, here's Agnew. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
Damn, that was a good return.
At their own 36-yard line.
Here we go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball. I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason.
I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Matthew Stafford, 2 touchdown passes in this first quarter, and the Lions have taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. Extra point good by Prater. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
at their own 25.
Now come the Packers for their next drive as we take a look at the playoff race in the NFC coming into the weekend. And for the moment, they're sitting pretty in possession of that number 2 seed. But as we know it often happens, this is all still subject to change.
You're so right about that. But even though the math isn't there yet, I think it's going to take new math for them not to make the playoffs. They're almost certainly going to be in the tournament and certainly going to be a dangerous team if you have to play against them.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
First down, Packers.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Incomplete. They couldn't hook up. Well, what's going to be the final play of this first quarter? Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Rodgers gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones.
Come on.
Out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
On 3rd down,
not today.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll bring up 4th down.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
On 4th down, here's Green Bay's 3rd-year punter, J.K. Scott. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field.
All
right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. They get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down. Those are the types of run, Charles, that they say this first-year running back can provide a lot more of in the future.
He made it look easy, didn't he? Picking up that 1st down. Some have described him as a diamond in the rough. With a lot of polish, nice little buffing. This guy could be one of the top backs going forward.
Another good run.
16 yards on the pickup.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people.
Oh, come on.
Right now, they're running the ball very well, right at them and right up the middle.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Swift. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Flush to his right.
Oh, right in there.
And he pulls it in. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
They read that.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Big Kenny Clark that time pushing upfield to make the tackle for loss.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
Stafford going to give it to Swift. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Stafford. Buying time to his feet. He's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Preston Smith drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. They couldn't contain Deshaun Hand that time as he gets home for the sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete.
Damn it.
And he's going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half. A 1st and 10 here. If they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. To throw again on 2nd down, Rodgers.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
And 4 yards to go.
And again, it's Rodgers. Able to find Lazard. And he's going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Rodgers teaming up with Lazard there for a Packer 1st down.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. To throw again, Rodgers.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He'll get this off to Jamal Williams. And he's going to be about a yard or 2 short of the 1st here. He needed the 35, but didn't make it. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
But it brings up 4th down.
So on now for the Packers at their all-time leading scorer, Mason Crosby. From the right hash, this from 53. Now a timeout coming here defensively. As on 4th down, may as well make them punt it. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, this from 53. That's
nice.
Steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, where it was the Bucs who were able to get the victory at home. Tom Brady leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, it's off to Southern Nevada. Check out the action going on beside the neon light, Las Vegas. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Derek Carr has a couple of touchdown passes there. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City. See what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Houston Texans. 31-10 was the final score. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
All right, let's get it.
The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the 3rd quarter. Taken in the end zone, and we will not see a return to start the half as this will be a touchback. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game. And nothing but daylight ahead. The 20. Touchdown, Packers.
Rodgers pass.
Davante Adams.
That's the second time he's beat me.
Touchdown now on the year. And the Packers have cut it back within a score.
So what did you say earlier, my man? You said one big play away from getting back in this game. And guess what? There it was.
Yeah, we talked about it, that despite the scoreline, they were that close on the road, and boom, there you go.
Well done, Nostradamus.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. To return, here's Agnew. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard.
So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 11 yards there. 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Here's Swift. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 47-yard line.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he's got this pretty close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 39. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Escaping the pressure right. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson, but it's going to be second down.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Here's a throw line complete to his
that
running
screen
back
didn't
right
work.
side. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Now that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second guess just about everything.
Yes, it's intercepted. It is. It's intercepted. King with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is third down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. It's the Pro Bowler Jamie Collins that makes the stop. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
At the 7-yard line.
Rodgers now to throw.
Yes.
He's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Everson Griffin. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. And they can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, Detroit.
They really capitalized on that one, didn't they?
Yeah.
Short kick, and they brought it all the way back.
Yeah, you start thinking, wow, maybe he can take it to the 35, get us in great shape. Heck, he just took it the whole way.
Yeah, no sense stopping when they're not going to stop you. Take it all the way in.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. Fielded in the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 46-yard line.
All right.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Just a yard to go here on 2nd down. From the gun, it's Rodgers.
Yes.
Lions pressure, he's brought down. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. Well, he gets attended to. They'll step aside.
Oh, they're going for it?
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He's got the first down and moved past midfield. And finally brought down at the 43. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
He's got to hook up to Lazard. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Rodgers now on 1st down. He'll get this to Lazard. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a 1st down.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Devontae Adams. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Packers are back within a score.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that in the broadcast.
You know, I just grab the nugget when I can.
Now he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 24.
The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
Stafford to his 2nd-year tight end Hawkinson for a Lion 1st down.
10 at the 38-yard line.
This is Swift on the counter. Room here to run. He's free.
That's
down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Lions are able to extend their lead.
We know it's primarily a passing league now, but anytime a runner breaks one like that, you've got to have a secondary that can find a way to it and find a way to get him on the ground. Absent of that, he's going to find the end zone every time.
Prater for the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken in the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, you know, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Looking to throw again on second down. Rodgers, he'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 7 yards there and a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Throwing again on second down. Rodgers got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. To throw is Rodgers. That is incomplete.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Now a carry for Swift. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run here with Swift. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that first down gain of 8. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further.
The score, Lions 34, Packers 21.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here.
Packers 21.
Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for Detroit, their very slim playoff hopes remain as they move to 6-7 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, it's a loss that could have implications on the playoff race as they fall to 9-4. And